say, well, why are you using that animal when that one over there is bigger? Bigger isn't always better. Genetically, you have to look at what the animal's made up of, and what he has on his head, and at what age he has that on his head. And I've always tried to use the best animal genetically for breeding, not so much for size. And because eventually that size will come out. And I continue to do that, and I really got lucky in a couple crosses, I can hardly deny that, and all of a sudden Max came on the scene. This was a time in the industry when deer were common at a certain size at a certain age. Well, Max came out at 2 years old and just completely blew that standard out of the water. So it really shook up the industry as this great big 2-year-old. And even back then, we knew he was special. We didn't realize how special he was going to be as part of the breeding program, because just because a deer is big does not always necessarily mean he's going to reproduce that way. My herd sires today are actually grand offspring of Max. So his impact on my herd today is significant. I mean, I still see some of the traits that he carries and some of the qualities and advantages that he has given me when he was alive in my herd today. And I am hopefully taking advantage of that and continuing to develop better and better genetics on my farm through years of breeding.
One thing that never ceases to amaze me is the passion and the commitment that the deer breeders have, not just to the deer and their business, but to their family. They're doing this for their family. That's just absolutely remarkable. My hat's off to all of them. Now, if you'd like to contact Kurt, we'll have his phone number coming up at the end of today's program. Make sure and give him a call, or we'll have a link right off our website to his. When we return from the break, we'll have more on deer and wildlife stories.
You're watching Keith Warren's Deer and Wildlife Stories.